President Trump made his way to Texas Tuesday to survey the damage caused by Harvey. He and First Lady Melania Trump began their visit in Corpus Christi and later traveled to Austin, the state capital, for a meeting with Governor Greg Abbott. The president offered words of praise for Abbott and the state's team of first responders.
I can tell you that my folks just telling me how great your representatives have been in working together. It's a real team, and we want to do it better than ever before. We want to be looked at in 5 years and 10 years from now as this is the way to do it. This was of epic proportion. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. And I just want to say that working with the governor and his entire team has been an honor for us. So, Governor, again, thank you very much. And we won't say congratulations. We don't want to do that. We don't want to congratulate. We'll congratulate each other when it's all finished.
Let's bring in Franco Ordoñez. He's a White House correspondent for McClatchy, D.C. So, Franco, what kind of test has this been so far for President Trump?
It's been a big test. I mean, it kind of shows it's one of his first real big examples of how he's going to respond to one of these devastating natural disasters. And in a way, it's kind of like, depending on how you feel about Trump, will depend on whether you thought he did a good enough job or not. If you like Trump, you felt that he acted fast. He showed leadership. He was there praising first responders. If you don't like Trump, you felt like he maybe moved too fast and he was talking too much about the size of the crowd. He wasn't compassionate enough about the victims. It's still kind of a nimble a tightrope that he's going to have to watch. A lot of people are feeling like he came too soon. He's already said that he's going to return over the weekend. So we'll still see how this plays out for him politically.
Well, we know this White House wants to distinguish itself from the George W. Bush administration's handling of Hurricane Katrina. What are the other metrics when we talk about the president's handling of this?
Well, I mean, the other metrics is how is he going to be viewed from the public? I mean, as I mentioned earlier, there's such a wide range of views on this. Also, we're going to go later on as how the public is. I mean, there's already a battle in Congress about how whether the funding is going to come through for him. It is a big concern in Congress. You already have members of the Republican Party who are bickering over about how this is going to be funded. You have Representative Steve King tweeting to Senator Cruz about whether about how Texas members didn't fund or talked about not funding Sandy in the past. So there's a lot to be played out.
Right. So Texas Governor Greg Abbott told us that he was confident Congress would pass a relief package for his state. How soon, realistically, could we see a bill when Congress returns to session, given the other deadlines they face?
They got a lot of deadlines. There's the fears of the shutdown. I think there's several, maybe 9, 10 different spending bills that they have to pass. However, I think the likelihood is, considering the national impact, and even those who are criticizing Texas in the past are saying that they will provide some type of funding. Likely what it would be is some type of partial spending funding that would come out quick. Therefore, Congress can be seen as acting, as being compassionate, responding quickly and appropriately. The big question is if you're going to take 2 cracks at this, what about that second attempt? Is there going to be enough money? Anything in Washington, anything with this Congress is tough to pass. It's going to be a big challenge here, and it'll be very interesting what happens behind closed doors, because the fight has already begun.
Meantime, Franco, a new poll from the Pew Research Center finds a majority of Republicans have mixed or negative feelings about the president's conduct. How significant is that question of the president's conduct?
It's significant. I mean, the Republican Party has been having bigger and bigger challenges with this president. The president has shocked. He has insulted. It's amazing how many things this president has done with members of his own party. But there's a big caveat here. Is like he still has a bit of a vice grip of the Republican Party. You mentioned the Pew poll. There's also the recent Gallup poll that showed that Trump still maintains 80% of support among Republican voters. And essentially, that basic truth has instilled a lot of fear among Republicans going into 2018. They really still need his support. And while people still are thinking about, is this the next turning point, is this the turning point, the reality is Trump still maintains a strong grip on his base and also a large portion of the Republican voters.
Really important context. Franco Ordoñez in Washington. Thanks so much, Franco.
Thanks for having me.